The root of all excellence.
Welcome everybody to Root of All Excellence.
We are back.
We're back. How's it going?
Everything is great.
Good.
Yeah, man. This week went past fast, which I was kind of not expecting, but we here, you know.
It did go by pretty fast.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for that. How's everything going with you?
Pretty good. It was a pretty straightforward week.
Right.
Super Bowl came and went.
Yeah, like really fast.
I feel like it was like a while ago.
What's the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I feel like it was like long, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, just been,
Yeah.
chilling.
Just been chilling, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like while we on the topic of the Super Bowl, like what did you think?
It was a good game.
Great game.
It was worth watching.
Definitely.
I usually say sports, if it's a good game, the only quarter that matter really is the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So let me just watch the fourth. But I watched the whole game.
Right.
It was a good game. Yeah. I think I would say both teams did very well, but I think both teams also struggled at
Some
different
point.
times.
Yeah.
So to struggle in the beginning but come through at the end, I mean, you a winner at that point, right?
Yeah, like in football, if you're gonna make mistakes, you want to make them early.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a great game, man. Like I don't know if it's been a while since I've seen like a Super Bowl of that magnitude, if that makes sense. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I was actually looking forward to it because we kind of understand like who these teams were all season, and so to kind of like match off and have that, Andy Reid association with both.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be dope. What do you think about the outcome?
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
If it came down to that play, I think that it's hard because he messed up.
Yeah. And I think he was like, "Hey, man, I messed up." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like I could appreciate the ownership that the Eagles took, right?
Yeah.
They didn't try to like make an excuse or blame or anything like that.
Yeah, this is the wrong game to try to do that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we could have done better. We messed up here, we messed up there. So it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I think I can appreciate that as opposed to making like, well, this was this and that was that. But if you were doing like what you had to do, one play wouldn't matter.
Right. That's what that was kind of when it happened. What I was kind of explaining, like, the Eagles was kind of messing up, and I didn't think they executed how they were supposed to, considering the amount of time that they had the ball.
I think at first they were doing really well.
Yeah.
But I think when they came back out, it kind of took a dip. In the execution. Yeah,
so and I didn't expect Patrick Mahomes to be like perfect in the second half. So not only did you guys have like hiccups here and there, but also a quarterback came out and was perfect.
Yeah.
So
killed it.
I mean, unless your defense could kind of step up
with Kelsey.
Right. Unless your defense can step up, I mean, you got to expect something like that.
But I think it was like a really good game.
Definitely. It was definitely a good game.
So I can't say like, oh, it was like decided like a long time ago. Like you don't even need to watch it anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it really came down to the very end.
Right. Whoever had the ball last usually is the winner.
Yeah. Well, maybe not last, but with enough time to score.
Right.
Yeah, I could appreciate it.
So yeah, it was definitely dope though. Yeah. What do you think about the Riri halftime show?
I thought it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
I think, of course, I've seen better halftime shows,
Yeah.
but given the situation,
Right.
I mean, it was good.
Right.
I think because maybe last year was so good, the Dr. Dre one.
Right. But also we have to take into account that Dr. Dre himself is not an artist like a Riri.
Right.
Right. So he kind of had to have these pieces in order to make the show. Dr. Dre couldn't have done it by himself.
Right. And I think that is kind of part of the excitement
Right.
of having like these different pieces and
That's what made the show great.
right, and people come and play and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like people join in. I think I was more expecting more of that because she has so many collaborations with people.
Yeah. I just didn't think I thought it was a good show. I'm thinking it's hard to try to entertain people anymore.
Yeah.
Because we seen it. We seen the halftime show, and I felt like it wasn't a bad show.
It wasn't.
It was better than the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't like the weekend show.
So I mean,
that one I could even say like I was dizzy. I needed to stop.
Right. So I mean, we've seen kind of worse halftime shows.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
seen worse, seen better.
Right, seen better, but I don't think I was definitely entertained by, not only the hits, but the order that they were in. The kind of the overall like theme of this show. So yeah, like what do y'all want from her? That's what I be trying to figure out. Like, what did y'all want?
I think people wanted to collabs.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen every time.
Right, but I think that's what the people wanted.
Right.
I think that's what people were expecting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Special guest, somebody to surprise us, like who's going to be with her.
Right.
But, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at it. But I can't say that I was like, wowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I love Rihanna. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm happy for her announcement.
Right. And she's pregnant.
Yeah. She
like,
seems
come
happy.
on. So,
and it's not a new pregnant either, unless his like second kid popped early.
Maybe.
I think you pop earlier after you have the first kid.
Okay.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe.
So, shout out to her.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Because I couldn't imagine like getting up there, even trying to put on this show when I'm already a billionaire and I'm pregnant.
But maybe she agreed before she knew she was pregnant.
Definitely.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you already committed to this before you found out.
Right. So you got to kind of like wing it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. But so I just thought it was dope overall. And then she did like, a couple of my favorite Rihanna songs. So
yeah. You missed the one you wanted to hear.
Right. But also I have at least 4 more other.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of like
Jams?
excited. Yeah, I was excited to hear. So
okay.
Yeah, man, it's dope.
Yeah. I enjoy her.
So should we pivot on to another topic that I had? I know that you may not be, you may not know a lot of information about this specific topic, but it has been a lot of like trains derailing lately. Right? So it was a train in like Ohio that derailed, carrying like toxic chemicals, and it kind of went into the water and had an effect. It was like terrible, for the area.
Yeah.
And it was another one in Texas. I want to say like Monday or something like that. And kind of the same thing where like they were carrying like toxic chemicals and you know what I mean?
Right.
And just recently here, one derailed in Michigan.
Same thing.
Same thing.
That's weird.
Very weird. It's like happening a little too much for it to just be like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I guess I would need more information.
right. I was a little concerned just on face value, just hearing about all of these trains, not even if they're not carrying anything toxic, just
Derailing.
Yeah.
I wonder how often that happens.
I don't know. But you would think that you'd kind of hear about it.
I mean, you hear about it, but then it's kind of like a car crash. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily.
But like when you hear about it, you just kind of hear about it and then you move on.
This depends on what kind of train it is. You know, because if it's like a, train carrying people and it derailed, I don't know if I just move on from that. You know what I mean?
You don't move on?
No, because obviously it's like people injured. Some people may have died from it. Like, so, yeah, it's a little harder to move on from it.
Do you like linger?
Sometimes I just want to know more information on how this happened.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and what is going to be the outcome of all of these people that's injured and like or lost their lives?
Oh. I don't know. Maybe I become desensitized to that kind of thing.
Maybe.
I feel like there's so much happening these days.
A lot.
Between like, just in general, like tragic things happening, explosions.
Right.
Terrorist attacks.
All kind of stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. Like, I just, blocked it out.
Right.
Put it in a category.
Okay.
Maybe that's terrible.
That is. I would agree. I think you need to be, I don't know, more insertive?
Insertive?
Yeah, like involved in, or at least wanting to be kind of involved in a way where like you kind of want to know more about what's going on.
I think it's more of I want to protect my energy.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay, I can understand that.
So like, I don't know that I can worry about that.
Okay.
And I feel like I have no control over it. So if I feel like I have no control over it, I don't know that I would want to worry about it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But like the trains derailing with toxic chemicals and poisoning a community.
Right. Like
however big it is.
Killing fish and some more.
Yeah, I think that would warrant some research.
Right, definitely. And
but
that's kind of,
I don't know that I'm not desensitized to like people being affected by these things happening. Because are they planned?
Yeah, that's a question to have,
Yeah.
I just know I've been seeing it a lot more lately.
Yeah. I wonder if they have anything in common.
Yeah. And that was kind of like the way I was kind of going with it. Like, is they all carrying the same chemical? Is like, what more in common do they have? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is they coming from the same place? Things like that. So.
Right. Is it a certain curve that causes this?
Right.
Or is it like all rural towns versus cities?
Right.
Just interesting.
Yeah, so I will be looking more into that because, it just piqued my interest a little bit. So
yeah.
Yeah, so let's pivot on to the real topic.
Pivot.
So I mean, we have been hearing about these black ranches in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. And you touched base before?
Yeah, at least mentioned it.
Maybe,
if I'm not mistaken. But we kind of heard about this a while ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like in December.
Maybe.
No,
at least a few weeks.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, heard about this a while ago. Mm-hmm. We kind of even probably mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first thought when kind of like, like hearing about something like this where, you have these ranchers who is experiencing like,
people killing off their stuff,
right,
their livestock.
Right, racial.
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
I thought it was horrible for people to do this to these people. They just out here trying to make a living. They just out here trying to live, farm, whatever it may be. You decide you want to be a farmer in Colorado. Okay, whatever. Just do it in peace. Like, just leave them alone.
Right.
Right?
Right. And that was kind of my initial reaction. Like, I think that, I was like, wow, people actually is on some like farming stuff to the point where, they got them some land.
Mm-hmm.
They out there and they had cattle and
mm-hmm.
they're raising stuff and
that thing.
They really trying to, kind of live that life.
Right.
So I was like bigging them up and.
Right. And then like, if you're just trying to live this life, right? Like, it's not typical for Black people to be farmers.
I think it is, but
it's not typical.
I don't know. It's a lot of Black farmers.
There's been a decline of Black farmers.
Okay.
Like a huge decline in Black farmers.
I think we just don't hear about them.
I even watched a special about how hard it is to be a Black farmer.
Right, it's hard to be a Black farmer, but I think we have a lot of them.
I mean, there are Black farmers, but it's not typical.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not a common thing that you see.
Okay. Oh, no, definitely, yeah.
It's definitely a minority, Black
definitely.
people are a minority when it comes to farming.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. So definitely, like, yeah, we don't see that many, like, Black farmers. So when you hear about a Black rancher, a person who is out here kind of trying to live that life, I don't know, sense of pride.
I don't know if I had a sense of pride, but a sense of, okay, they're trying to do something different.
Right.
Moving out of the realm of the norm, which is okay.
Right, and that's the part I was kind of proud of.
Okay.
Trying
something different?
Yeah.
We're not trying something different because we've been doing it for
forever, but
centuries, but whatever.
Original ranchers.
Right. But do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this will inspire other people to kind of move in that like direction, at least a little.
Right. And then I was thinking, like, why would you just mess with somebody randomly, like, because they have land?
Right.
And they're farming. Like, is this other farmers that are jealous? Like,
right. Like,
so much hate. Why are you hating on these people?
Oh, man. I'm like, these racist white people is out here mad because we have successful ranchers and people who is out here trying to farm and inspire maybe other Black people, or at least, like you said, try something new.
Right.
And these racist people is out here hating on them.
Right.
Because they're doing so well.
Right.
This was
the thought.
Right.
The initial thought.
My initial thought, and then, also, it was a news clip I actually read, and, in the pictures from the news clip, you have these, like, this well-to-do Black man. He has, like, a cowboy hat on, and it just looks
official.
Oh, man.
Right.
It was inspiring, low-key. Like, look at this Black man out here getting the job done. Has been threatened and cattle has been killed and he refused to move. Right? He refused to even, right?
Right.
And I said to myself, I said, if anybody needs like protesters out there, people who protected to protect their land, these are the people who need it, right? And this is kind of like I can see if New Era Detroit went out there to protect. You know what I mean?
No, I don't see that, but
I'm just saying, like,
okay.
These people really need protection from this racist county. This is my initial thought, by the way.
Okay.
And then something happened very dramatically. Was it Tuesday?
I think Tuesday was the release.
So Tuesday, El Paso County. So it's a place this is crazy. So it's a place in Colorado called El Paso, Colorado, or something like that.
I know it's El Paso County.
Right.
I don't know if there's a El Paso City.
Okay, so El Paso County, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Every time I seen El Paso, I kept thinking that it was in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I kept forgetting the fact that this is in Colorado because the only El Paso I know is the one in Texas. So, El Paso County, Colorado Sheriff's Department. Held a press conference. So let's back up a bit, right?
Yeah.
So as part of, the Black Ranchers, like, I don't know how you say it.
Complaint.
Yeah. They were saying that the sheriff's department was racist and allowed
The harassment and
the harassment and the killing of the cattle, and they kind of involved them within this, actually.
Right.
So
basically they made like a big thing about what was going on, right?
Right.
So in social media, there's this big thing about what's happening to them, right?
Right.
We need a protest. This is not right. We need our protection, whatever. The county, the sheriff isn't doing anything.
Right.
Outrage, right? So you're getting outrage from people on social media, right? People from social media are now contacting the sheriff, like, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you doing anything? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Protect these people. Like, they're people. You guys are being racist, right? Because the narrative was that this was a racism issue.
Yeah, like this is strictly...
Right, this is about race, and because they're black, this is why this is happening.
Right. And also, that county is like 80%, 86% white.
I'm sure.
So
Colorado.
Yeah, so like it's kind of easy to believe.
Right.
So,
but you don't hear the other side of the story.
You don't hear the other side of the story. So this is where the sheriff department kind of releases footage. Well, they hold a press conference. This is the first time I ever seen this done, by the way, right?
Right.
It's very gangster, low key, right?
I think this is what we've been asking for.
Definitely. Like, they've been, look, and the crazy part about it is, just before I go in further into what's going on, they crossed all of their T's, dotted their I's. They was on point with how they kind of constructed this thing. And also, not only how they constructed it, but like the behavior of the police officers throughout footage that they were releasing, right?
And the behavior of Nicole and them. That's what I'm gonna call her now.
Nicole and them?
Nicole and them.
All right. So they hold a press conference. And during the press conference, they release several like
incident
footage,
body cam
body cam footage. In order to kind of combat what was going on, right?
Well, I think it was to show that their behavior and their consequences matched. They're not receiving unfair consequences.
Right.
They're not receiving unfair treatment. Their behavior is what's causing them to receive this treatment.
Right.
That's what I got from the press conference. Like, let's not think that they're just sitting at home minding their own business.
Right. And people just keep
messing with them and coming and messing with them.
Right.
That's not what this is. So I think it was kind of in a way to defend themselves that, look, we're not being racist. These are the incidents that have happened. And this is the behavior of the people that we're dealing with.
Right.
These are the people that we're actually dealing with from our perspective that you can see on this video.
Right. Okay. So let's get into the first thing that I kind of sent you was the news footage. How did you feel about the news footage, like seeing it the first kind of time?
It was regular. I think it was interesting because they were still, I feel like it was still more neutral.
Right.
Like, this is a complaint. This has got a lot of coverage or a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But we're asking for the footage to be released, right? So the news was asking for the sheriff's department to release body cam footage and documents to show why. What's his name? Courtney?
Courtney's the guy, yeah.
Courtney's the guy. So Courtney was being arrested. So they wanted documents and footage and information of why is Courtney being arrested when they're the ones that are complaining about the harassment. How is this even happening?
Right. Me personally, that was the first time I even heard or even thought about an opposed narrative.
Really?
Yeah. So, when I heard that they were getting arrested for harassment, rather than whoever who was harassing them, it was the first time, in my mind, I was like, the fact that that's even possible made me feel like it's true already. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, it was like, I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't even have to see anything else. I had already kind of pivoted towards the fact that this may not all be true if that can come out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So on the second video that we seen that they released was a service. What do you call them? The dude who served papers.
Yeah.
Court documents, right?
Was it a processor?
Processor, yes, was exactly what it was. So,
so he's wearing a body cam.
Right.
And he's going to serve them legal papers, documents.
Right.
We don't know what the documents are. We don't know what it is. He just says that they're legal documents.
And he goes, he knocks on the door. As you can see, he didn't peek in any windows or, he may have looked around. But for the most part, he just knocked on the door. He might have shouted out, hey, is anybody home type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was definitely more so like a stand back, knock and then stand back.
Right.
Because I think in that situation, you don't know.
Right. I mean, it's just.
You don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
And it's a rural area. So in that kind of area, you kind of want to be a little.
Yeah, you got to be a little more cautious.
Yeah. So he goes to another area of the property where it's another maybe, I don't know.
Like a building?
Yeah, building. And he goes to see if anybody's over there. Maybe they could be, just out and about and not in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And he records the van, which says like Freedom, whatever ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes out
Yelling. Which I can get, like somebody's like
no
walking around on your property.
Can I help
a
you?
little bit like I can get yelling.
But not in that way. Right? I understand like if you're mad that somebody's on your property, but she came out intentionally to run them off the property.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Which I get. I can understand that part. Okay, you don't want him on your property. Get off my property.
But make sure you know why he's here.
Well, he said, I'm here to serve legal papers.
Right.
And it escalated, right?
It didn't matter.
Right?
It didn't matter. She licked a couple shots in the air.
As he's leaving.
As he's leaving.
So she yelled to leave. He said, okay, I'm leaving. Right?
Yeah, licked a couple shots.
And the body cam, you can see he hustling a little bit.
Running.
Not running yet.
Right.
But he moving.
Right.
You can see clearly that he's on his way.
Right.
And then you can...
You can see like he running back to his car.
Right.
Right.
After she left the shots, then he
scared
starts running.
to death.
And they sped it up, so like you can hear like the feet.
Yeah, like getting it.
Yeah.
So he definitely like got up out of there.
Right, which he should have.
Had to get up out of that jam.
Right.
But I think that she went about it the wrong way in that case.
Absolutely.
You don't lick 2 shots in the air at nobody.
There's no reason.
There's not a reason, especially if you're already leaving.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
There's no threat. It's just...
But it was a part of what she was doing in order to run him off the property.
Right.
Right. Now, just to be clear, during this press conference, they say that another man was found on their property in which they called the police. So we know this is not common. Right? Not common.
Right.
I think she knew this is not the first time that you served papers if y'all been like in this dispute over land.
Right.
Right? So
I would imagine.
Right. She was in a dispute with a neighbor over land. I'm pretty sure it's been a back and forth by this time. Right?
Yeah, it's been back and forth between her and the neighbors.
Right. And I'm pretty sure some kind of legal action has been taken in which, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think she knew who he was.
The server.
Yeah. And just...
I don't know. I don't know if she knew who he was or...
This is how I know. On the very next clip, she lies. And one of the things that she says before anybody tells her that he was a server was, "Can I see some ID?" Why would you ask a person you think is a stranger, "Let me see your ID"?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So before anybody even tells her like, "Oh no, he said he was a process server and this, that, and the other," her whole thing was, "Let me see some ID."
Right.
Right? Which indicates to me that you knew that he was a person sent from somewhere in which you would need to see ID to verify his employment status.
Maybe. But my whole thing is that she went and put pants on but didn't put a top on. And then she was outside trying to talk to this man without no top on. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
At all.
Which
I mean,
we know was a lie.
lie.
So
right.
That's why it doesn't make sense. But it was just too much.
So it was like a bold-faced lie. Like when I seen that.
So she lied about the situation. Completely. So she came out screaming, "Get off my property," shot the gun. He's running off the property saying, I'm leaving. So she's saying that she came out, had a whole conversation with him about who he is, and he was looking through the window, and she thought she was about to get raped because he was looking at the window and she didn't have no clothes on. But that wasn't the case. He was looking at the van. when
Right.
she came out of we don't even know her because we didn't see her.
Right.
And when he approached the door, there was no look into any window.
Right.
There was a knock on the door, step back, because it's a trailer. Step back, wait for somebody to come. Hello, are you there?
Right.
And that was it.
And the other building that he went to, he didn't even knock on anything. He didn't have a chance.
No, he was looking at the van.
Right.
And then
She popped up out of nowhere.
showed up somewhere. I guess behind him because it sounded like he got scared.
Right. And her whole thing is when the police came to investigate, like this incident, she said that she asked him for his ID and stuff like that. He just started running.
Right.
And
Which isn't true.
it's just, I didn't think she anticipated that he recorded the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, body cam footage.
Right. So he kind of recorded the whole thing, which is dope because a lot of times people could be like, I ain't get served.
Well, it's necessary because also, like, stuff like this happens when people lie. Like, if you're going to somebody's property or somebody's home,
Right.
they can say anything happened.
Right. And so, I don't think she anticipated that he was like recording.
Right.
And so she goes to make up this lie, which kind of look crazy now that we see what really happened.
Right.
And so from that standpoint, how did that make you feel? Like just kind of seeing the initial footage and then seeing her make up this story about what happened.
I mean, it just, I don't know. I don't think she got it all there.
Yeah, and I want to kind of speak on that in a minute.
Okay.
But I know for me, it was like, that's all I needed to see.
I don't think that's all I needed to see because I feel like it does definitely indicate the type of person that she is. But I don't think it necessarily says, like, if you have been being harassed, this wouldn't be your reaction. Right? If people are coming onto your land, your property, killing your livestock, that this wouldn't be your reaction.
And I had that thought too. But there was no reason to lie. There was no reason to add on extra.
Right.
He was trying to rape me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
There was no reason to do all of those things. Now, I understand that if you are like being harassed and everything, it may create some type of paranoia where you may react this way. Mm-hmm. I get it. But when you making up stuff that just didn't happen.
Right.
Right? It's
true.
not even like that you spinning a narrative.
Right.
You literally just implementing things that just didn't happen.
Right.
Oh, I asked him for his ID. No, you didn't.
Right.
You didn't even have a conversation with this man.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, he was peeking through a window. No, he wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, he was trying to rape me. Nah, I don't know about that. Like, it's footage of this whole interaction.
Yeah.
From the time he got out of the car to the time where he got ran back to the car.
Right.
So on the next scene that we kind of see after this happens is the police gets a warrant.
Oh, the search warrant.
Search warrant. Arrest warrant. Mm-hmm. And they go in with the SWAT team. Mm-hmm. Now, initially I felt like, why would they go in with the SWAT team? But after seeing the actual footage, in which I'm pretty sure the police probably seen by now.
Yeah, they have weapons.
Right, they have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They will use them.
Right.
So let's make sure that we're able to like go in and, you know,
secure
without anybody getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just never know.
Right.
So, got him in handcuffs. Right. One of the things that made me like, really, really understand, like, okay, this is exactly who this person is, was the fact that she said, I want to see the warrant now. I said, wait a minute.
Mm.
You know you finna go to jail?
Right.
Like, calm down.
Right.
You're not seeing no warrant.
Mm.
You in handcuffs, young lady.
Right.
They finna transport you to jail.
Were they already like in a van or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't make no demands and you in handcuffs.
I mean, she tried.
She tried, but come on.
Right. Not even a nice way.
She's right. Now I can understand, like, hey, even asking multiple times in a nice way.
Right.
But demanding ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Right.
Especially in a situation like this where we had to bring the SWAT team in just to get you.
Right.
Yeah, nah, we're not doing all that. So, it really bothered me when she said that. Because it was like, okay.
So she was handcuffed. She was complaining that the handcuffs were too tight.
Right.
And then he loosened them. And then did the double check of the knot. Did the two fingers.
Right.
Did the double check, double lock, not knot.
Right.
Double lock.
Double lock.
Did the 2 fingers. Make sure that there was enough space. She's saying she don't have no circulation in her arm. And then she's demanding to see the warrants. They say, not right now. We're not going to show them to you right now. Courtney. I guess that's her husband, Courtney. So he was just complaining, like, why you got to mess up my stuff? Like, why you got to do all of this?
Yeah.
You guys had a drone.
Right. Something.
You guys saw everything. Like, why do you have to tear up my stuff?
Right.
Like, that was his complaint. But even with his complaint, I wasn't even, like, mad at it.
Right.
Because I get it. Like, they go and they, like, trash the place or whatever.
Right. On purpose.
Searching, right. And he's like, what are you searching for? Like, what are you looking for? Like, there's nothing here. There's nobody here. There's nothing here. We don't have any drugs. None of that. So I don't know what the issue is.
So apparently.
We didn't steal anything.
Right. So apparently just doing the search, they found that they were stealing, like, electricity.
Oh.
So.
From,
what do you mean? Like, from, like, a wire that they had ran.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, so, and that's, I guess, alleged because, I mean, there's no hard evidence of that we've seen, right?
I don't know.
It was just something I read. So,
okay. So
yeah, so.
that's what he was asking while they were in the van. Like,
Right.
What are you looking for? I don't know. We're not going to show you the search warrant right now. We'll show you later.
Right.
This is essentially where it left off at.
So, yeah, it's kind of what that kind of left off, and then
With Courtney.
And
then here comes Nicole and them, like, demanding to see the warrant again.
Right.
And then she get mad.
Yeah.
And charge the officer.
Right.
Because the handcuffs are too tight again.
Yeah.
We already saw him check them earlier, so we know
Right.
the handcuffs are not too tight.
Right.
Gets mad, charges the officer. It's like kicking him. He's
Right.
like, stop kicking me. Stop
is-
biting me.
She is screaming
Yeah.
her lungs out for no reason.
Right. Just screaming and
Saying
literally,
her arm is broke.
my arm hurt.
I can't feel my shoulder.
That was after she did the attack. So during the attack, she can't feel. She needs medical attention. That's what she said.
Yeah, give me a medical attention now.
Medical attention now. Charges the officer.
Yeah.
Screaming for medical attention as you are trying to assault the officer. And then he's like, don't bite me.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of.
Kick them in the balls.
We say that today all the time.
Right. Like
don't bite me. Stop biting me.
Stop it. Cut it out. It was a complete mess.
It was embarrassing.
Oh my God.
I was embarrassed for her.
Secondhand embarrassment is what I'm saying. So, it was just a complete mess.
Yeah, it was
Like,
terrible.
I wouldn't imagine adults conduct themselves this way.
Y'all gotta watch this video.
You have to.
Just watch the video so we can talk about it.
Yeah, later on. Yeah. Because it's definitely worth having a conversation about.
Right.
And just by the way, I understand that some people going to have like an opposed opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Because, are they?
Trust me when I tell you.
After you watch the video?
Trust me when I tell you. There's going to be some people who see things differently.
Oh, I would want to have that conversation.
So definitely, I understand that people are going to have like an opposed opinion, but watch it because it's entertaining and also sad.
It is.
So, you know.
Yeah. So there was a footage of that. And then there's footage of them. Okay, so we're going to get you medical attention.
Right. Which is she refused after a while.
Right. But no. They put her on the gurney, right?
Yeah.
Took the handcuff off.
Uh-huh.
Put her on the... She's still screaming.
Right.
That her arm is broke. He broke my arm. My arm is broke, right? The whole time, like...
Took her to the hospital.
I don't know how long that part was where she was, like, screaming like that.
Right. It was... Yeah. It was
rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Like, me just sitting there listening to it, like... It was
rough.
agitating.
And I could imagine that it's probably, like, footage that they cut.
It has to be.
You know what I mean?
They chopped it up because it was a press conference, so
right.
They're doing the press conference and then they're rolling the video.
Right. So they're trying to get to the main parts of it.
Right. So on the gurney shows the handcuff being taken off. There's a handcuff on the other side. I'm gonna lay you down, and she's screaming and hollering, whatever. And then gets to the hospital. They don't show any hospital footage because of HIPAA.
Right.
So, respecting her HIPAA rights.
Right.
But they say that she refused medical attention at the hospital.
Right. So
if you see this video and you see all that she does to get this medical attention, all of this extra that
just to
she
refuse
does
it.
To get this medical attention that she doesn't even want.
Right.
Just to refuse the medical attention and go back to jail.
Right.
So then she goes to jail. And they're booking her.
Mm-hmm.
But she mad that, she mad. So she's not very nice, which I wasn't too bothered by her behavior at the station. But
no, but she
was rude.
Yeah, definitely rude. Definitely still lying. Like, come on, this not gonna come off, and then it came off easy.
Right. Oh, that came off
and
easy.
I got this scarf on for Ramadan. Mm-hmm. No, you have the scarf on because your ponytail looked like a thumb.
Yeah, but it was like what did she say? Shut up, black officer, or black lady.
Yeah, she was like, she called her like a house Negro or something like that.
Slave.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Listen to your masters, something like that. Something to that effect.
But overall, like watching this, how did it make you feel after seeing after the first narrative, right? Mm-hmm. We got to get the first narrative of what's going on,
right?
And then we see this.
I think it bothers me because I don't know. I feel like this is not the type of person that I will want to back and support.
Exactly.
I think that is what bothers me. Not to say that this stuff didn't happen. Not to say that somebody didn't go kill her livestock.
Right.
But it's not unprovoked.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And I think having siblings, I think knowing people that like to provoke, right?
Right.
So you poke, and then you get slapped, and now you're the victim. You crying, and I'm getting in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't like that part.
So speaking of provoking, right? So this is overall like just a land dispute, right?
Between neighbors,
which happens often. It's not even like
right. But I don't know that people are killing livestock. Right.
Land
dispute. Right. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think that's cool.
I think the land dispute is often. It's not like an uncommon thing.
Right.
Right. So I don't think it goes this far. You know what I mean? But definitely just a land dispute.
Right.
So a restraining order was put on her neighbor.
Right.
a bus stop had to be moved because Nicole, the chick,
Nicole and them.
would sit in her car at the bus stop so this lady can't pick up her kids.
Mm.
Now you tell me, like, what is that?
Right. No reason to be at the bus stop.
No, she don't have any kids. At least none that we know of.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
So, oh man, I'm talking about.
it's just unnecessary.
Hurt me to my core.
I mean,
And also, it was, to me, it was shocking. I was shocked to my core.
were you?
I was.
But what? That she would do that? She that
Everything that happened.
that provoking?
Everything that happened. All of this is your fault, in my eyes.
I don't know that I would go that far, but
All of it.
I don't know that all of it is her fault because I don't know all the details, right? Because
Right.
again, this could be happening, right?
It definitely could.
How did this start? Is it that she started it, or is it that she being petty and responding?
Yeah, but the type of person that she is, right?
Based on the behaviors that we've seen.
Based on the behaviors that we've seen. Come on.
Right. Right.
I'm supposed to believe that somebody's messing with you, or is you agitating them to mess with you? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm looking at the type of person this is. What kind of person that'll sit at the bus stop so you can't pick up your kids?
Right.
What kind of person got time to even do that?
I don't know.
Like, come on, I was shocked to the core, and it made me step back and go, is everything that we've been seeing what it really is? Right? Because had this footage not come out, we would have one narrative.
Right.
Right? So,
And not only that, like the way that the support is when you get this one narrative.
that's what I'm saying. So, speaking of support, you know, they asked for $25,000 in order to fix some things with the ranch, right? Because obviously they went to jail, so I came in and tore up a bunch of stuff, right?
Okay.
They received $200,000 already.
Did they?
$200,000 right now.
Yeah, I see.
So, you know, like,
And now this information comes out.
right?
Like, can I take my donation back?
Please give me my money back.
If I donated to this, like,
Come on, man.
what are you doing?
It shocked me like never before. I just want to say some things before we kind of get out of here. Did you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Regarding this?
Yes.
No.
So I have this theory, and I hate to say this, and I really hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I have a theory when it comes to people who are overly black. Right? Now, when you look at these people, they got Wakanda Forever flags. That's a movie.
Did they?
Yes.
No.
That's a movie.
Like,
right?
Like a poster?
No. A flag.
Oh.
Flying.
Okay.
They call it the Freedom Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got Black Lives Matter flags and you know, all of these like extra for no, like, when people are overly black, right? There's usually some mental illness there.
I don't know if I would go that far.
I'm talking about in my experience. I'm just saying I have never experienced a person who is overly black. And when I mean overly black, it's like everything. A white person look at them, it's like, you see that? You see that?
But that, I don't know.
When...
I don't know if that's... Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Go ahead.
I don't know if that is... I don't know if that's linked.
I don't understand what you mean.
Like, okay, so a person that... I guess I don't understand what you're saying about overly black.
Maybe I'm not being clear. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I just don't understand what you say about overly black, because that does sound like somebody with a mental illness, but I don't think that.
Let me ask you, what do you think I'm saying when I say overly black? I mean, maybe we could like adjust it like that.
Like pro black.
No.
Coming off as.
No. Not just pro black. Pro black is regular.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what is overly black?
Overly black is when everything has to do with black and blackness, right? Now, pro black is what it is, right? Pro black is what it is.
Right.
But even in the realm of pro black, everything ain't got to do with your blackness. You just support your blackness, right? Now, when you're overly black, you have a Wakanda flag. Because in your mind, it represents, it's not just a movie. It's reality because you're overly black.
Okay.
Understand what I'm saying?
Maybe.
When you are overly black, you could justify almost anything related to being black. An overly black person to look at this situation and go, no, they were the black people in the right. You cannot, there's some mental illness there. Every time that I have an experience with somebody who is overly black, everything that happens in their life has something to do with them being black. There's some mental illness there. Right?
Okay.
And in this case, the first thing I noticed was the overly black. When they show the picture of like, was it like a barn or whatever? Or some kind of like structure.
Okay.
And they have like, and I'm looking and I'm like, that's like Wakanda Forever? Like, why would that be? Now, I understand the BLM flag. That's a real thing. Wakanda Forever is a movie.
Right.
Like, and I understand it gives you some kind of black pride, but come on, it's a movie.
Right.
In real life, you should definitely get that pride from something that for real exists. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, I knew right then, like, okay, this is not normal. This is not regular. This is overly black. When you have a Juneteenth flag and it ain't around Juneteenth, right?
Why are there so many flags?
Because
I don't know. I didn't notice any flags.
Because when you're overly black, you have this, I have to show everyone for no reason. There's no, just be what you are. Right? But when you're overly black, you have what kind of flag? You have a Juneteenth flag. All of these flags that you kind of like, and it was like a poster, like on the side of a building. It was hung up like poster form on the side, like this structure. And it was one of the first things I noticed, like, well, why is you, and it usually has something to do with mental illness. And then lo and behold, we watched the whole little thing, and there is mental illness.
Right, there's something going on.
Something going on. And like I said, there will be people with an opposed opinion about what happened. Even though we kind of we're looking at the same thing, right?
Right.
There will be people with opposed, like, opinion because the way that they think won't allow them to even go against it because of their overly blackness. But I want to say that it was a time where I was overly black. Mentally, not like, I ain't hanging up Wakanda flags or no shit. But,
Right.
And slowly over the course of years, right? Maybe about 3 years, I have been like scaling back because of situations like this. Right? So it's very important, I think, that not only do we support like what's going on, because don't get me wrong, I still think we are we're subject to racism, right? But also we got to make sure we're looking like both narrative, because without this footage, we would have just had like, why are they messing with them kind of, feeling. So, yeah, this definitely changes a lot of things for me.
That's good.
So,
makes you question.
It makes me question.
Just jumping on the side.
It makes me question supporting Black agendas.
And I think that's the problem, the biggest problem that I have with this.
Right.
Because it goes into that category of a disappointing situation where you had the Black support.
Right.
Where you receive the support from Black people, which is hard enough to do, right?
Right.
It's hard enough to get the support from Black people, for real.
Right. And you out here just showing your ass.
And it's for this. I think that's the disappointing part.
And that's the part where it was kind of shocking to me.
I don't know that it was shocking.
Very shocking.
I think it was more so disappointing. Like this is what you're gonna do.
Right.
This is what you've drug us into.
Right.
Kind of thing.
For what? And for what? Like, if y'all needed some money, you should have just said that.
They did. But I feel like this is a situation that you drug us into. Right.
Everything is not a political like statement. Everything is not like a political battle. Where it's like, oh man, we gotta come together, and because everything doesn't move the culture forward.
Right. And I think that in it's probably with other stuff going on too, right? Finding out people that are you hold in high regard are not actually doing what they say that they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So Black influencers are not following through when they have the Black support.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I think this just goes into that category.
That same
for me.
bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's for me like I said, over the course of like the last 3 years, I've been kind of scaling back, and it's because that bucket that we're talking about is I got 4 buckets now.
Right.
Because it just keep filling up with more and more
information about this person is not
who you think they are.
Right. I think that's just the disappointing part. Like, people are trusting what you're saying. People are trying to support your cause and what you're trying to do and what you're talking about. And it's not what you're saying it is.
Ultimately, I'm starting to feel like, hey, you really can't trust none of these niggas these days.
Right. But being like a trustworthy person, and I think that's where I'm saying like is embarrassing, or like you're making us look like you're making us look really bad.
Yeah, I think that it hurts the Black community, because like, who do we trust now?
Right.
It may be somebody brilliant, a kid finna graduate from college, brilliant. They just need a little support, and
I ain't finna do it because some so over here.
Man, they swindling.
Right. I gave money over here to this person, and
they swindling.
It wasn't what I thought it was. So how I know you not lying? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the disappointing part.
It's hard to support anybody right now, because you just don't know who they are and what they really want. And that's sad, because we shouldn't have to be put in this position. Right.
Like, if you want the support, and the part is like you get the support on like a mass level, right? They're asking for what, 25,000, and they got 200.
Right. So.
You know what I mean? Like, on that big of a scale where you got $200,000 from people trying to support you because they feel like you are being treated unfairly by this county and these officers and these people out there in the county.
Right. And we want to come together and make sure that we show our support and that you have what you need.
And you're able to continue and keep going because we're proud of you, what you're doing.
Right. And then come to find out.
This?
Come to find out, man, number one, these people ain't ranchers like you think they is. They just live on some land.
I don't know. They may be ranchers, but I don't know.
They're not making no money over there.
Well, no, they have a ranch hand and everything, right?
Yeah, but
so
it
may be very like legit. That part may be legit.
If it is, then it's very in the beginning stages.
Or I don't know, but I can't speak to that part.
If you still in electricity, you broke. So,
or you just do shady things.
Right. And that's the thing. Man, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up by saying, man, listen.
Well, let me add something on a positive note.
Okay.
Because I don't want to wrap it up on that.
All right, add something on a positive note.
Yeah,
then.
so on the other side of it, like, I went to Target yesterday. And I was really like, I've been to Target, like, I go to Target every once in a while. But I was really like excited about the acknowledgement of Black creators.
Yeah, definitely.
And designers that is at Target. And they highlight it. Like, it's not just like mixed in, like, okay, well, no, for Black History Month, we're going to highlight, these are the Black cards.
Right.
These are the Black t-shirts.
Yeah.
These are the designers are actually on the tag and they tell you about the designer.
Right.
Now they do this for Christmas too, and I get ornaments and wrapping paper and, you know, all the gift wrap stuff over there. But shout out to Target because I feel like with the George Floyd situation,
right,
how all the businesses were like, oh, we're gonna support Black and buy Black and let's support everybody. I feel like Target is the ones that are like,
let's do it for real,
let's highlight this,
right.
And I just want to shout out Target. And
also I just want to say not only shout out Target, but I have become somehow a Target person over these last couple of years. I'm getting bougie, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I walked into Walmart. I said, I cannot be in here with these people. I need to go to Target where the floor is buffed.
Right.
So, so it's kind of cool to go in a place like that's clean and, you know, have a different environment.
Easy pull basket. You don't got to.
Oh, you for real? Oh, my God, man. And, like you said, they highlight the Black, you know, creators and things like that. So
yeah, I really like that. I like the highlight that they do. Yeah. They also did Christmas. They did Hispanic, so I think they're kind of like expanding it out to more ethnicities to highlight. Yeah. But I really like that they're highlighting like these up and coming. Like I don't know who designs the other gift wrapping paper or anything like that. You know what I mean?
It's regular paper.
Right. But I know that this wrapping paper is designed by a Black person and it has Black Santa on it. Right. You know what I mean?
From a Black owned company.
Right. It's very like Black forward. It's not just like the person that made it is Black. Right. But the theme of it is Black.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. We got couple of t-shirts for day.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Target and you will be receiving more of our support.
Yes. Always.
Mariah. Would you like to wrap up the show?
Yes, let's wrap it up now. Now that we've highlighted the positiveness of Black support, not just
a little dark there, huh?
Yeah, I just need to in on a highlight. So let us know what you think. Please watch the video. Maybe we could even put it somewhere in the comments on our social media or something.
Definitely do that.
So our Twitter, Instagram, ROAE_podcast. Let us know.
Mental health is real and self-care is important. Until next time, we are out.
Bye.